Hello everybody, thank you for joining me in this video. Today I wanted to talk to you about life purpose and what that actually means. So a lot of people struggle with their identity and figuring out who they are in the world. And that's a major journey in itself. But I'm here to tell you that it's much easier than that. To say that you might know that purpose early on in life in your 20s, maybe. But when you start to get into your 30s and 40s, things become more clear. But there is a way to track it, even early on in your life. So first, I want to focus on the younger ages. Maybe that being 30 and under. So the pull that you feel towards things that really light your world up, things that really make you happy, things that provide you the motivation to continue on with your days. Those little joys of excitement are key indicators. So they're literally keys to the lock of your life. And in some cases, these little joys and little excitements may make sense. And then later on, when you hit to that middle age group, it may not be the case anymore for you. But the biggest piece that I want you to remember is that it is a journey. And we find ourselves oftentimes trying to figure it out. And this video is really a guide, a tool to use to help you to figure that out. But I want you to remember that your place in this world is meant to enjoy it. You're meant to enjoy it, to flourish, to find out who you are through the trials and tribulations of going after these little joys and excitements. Because without those joys and excitements, you really don't know yourself. You don't know what you like and you don't know what you don't like. And it is about the experiences themselves that really bring us that wisdom that we're looking for when we're talking about purpose. But I want to also address the purpose behind this video, the tool I'm mentioning. So oftentimes there are experiences that we have in our day-to-day life, and these are like major experiences. They could be trauma, they could be different themes that you play out. And themes are decisions and choices that you make that are constantly taking you down a path and you're like, what am I doing? Why did I go down that path? But they're actually telling you a story about yourself and your purpose. And so the purpose may vary. Like I said, you may have several different purposes at one time that may play out in front of you. But there's something called Dharma. There's a word for it. And I don't want to get into all the specifics surrounding Dharma because I don't feel comfortable really diving into that subject all the way just yet. This is a little bit of an introduction to the tool that I'm mentioning to you. And that is really kind of diving you into looking at different experiences you had in your life that are guiding you to a certain point. A pivotal moment usually happens. So I had a conversation today. I work as an admissions counselor, and I had a conversation today with a student that was going to school for audio engineering. And in the audio engineering program, he really enjoyed himself. He loved the idea of working with music and technology. But one of the biggest pieces to that, he didn't feel that sense of purpose. He didn't know why, but he just didn't feel that sense of purpose. And then something major happens in his life. He lost a child. He lost a child in the wilderness. The individuals that were babysitting the child did not have enough knowledge about nature and the different destructions that could happen or the different experiences that could occur. And that child passed away. But that pivotal moment for my student really just made him open his eyes. And there were other circumstances that really drew him in to decide to go down a path in relation to the nature and wilderness in education, and really educating people on how the natural environment we live in, can serve us very well, but also we need to be educated so we can avoid getting hurt or avoid hurting the planet, hurting the earth. And so you see, this is a very basic example, but there are many other examples, such as maybe a woman that goes through different domestic violence situations and is stuck in this pattern, and until she realizes her worth of who she really is inside and what she deserves and how she should be treated, she then gets to a place of an awakening of how powerful that she really is, and begins to start to share that information, to share that knowledge with other women, maybe even through education or maybe even through therapy, as a way to help women process the trauma that they have gone through. And in turn, she is actually going through her own healing by helping and assisting those. So these are just very basic examples of what you can find when you look at the patterns of your life. And going back to the age range. So I mentioned that in the younger age, maybe 30 and under. And again, this is just a guide. So remember that anybody can experience these types of situations way before 30. But this is just common themes that I've seen. And some individuals will experience that excitement or joy in one direction, and they get what they need from that journey. And then they pivot and move into a new direction. And then we're finding this more and more nowadays, especially with younger generations. But then those of us that are in maybe the 30 and up really are starting to really think about their life in a much deeper sense. And these are where it is a little bit easier, because you've had more time to experience life, to really kind of take a look at the patterns that have kind of played in front of you. Now, to say that your purpose, you don't necessarily have to choose a career as a purpose. It just so happens that the career paths that we choose, we spend a lot of time doing them. So we're spending that time focusing on all of these different actions and purposes in our current career, because that's how we make money. But you don't necessarily have to use your purpose in that career path. You can do that on your free time. You can be spending your time educating someone about nature, or you can educate younger teens about self-awareness, learning how to process anger. There are so many different ways in which this can be expressed. It doesn't necessarily have to be your career, but we are finding that more and more people are choosing their purpose with their career because they are spending more time in their career. So their purpose lines up within their career. And just imagine how you would feel every single day if you could get up in the morning and do something that you love. That is purpose. You are living in purpose. And where is the intention behind that? So remember that mindset shifts as well. So your mind, the way you look at things, the way you perceive things, becomes your experience. So when you show up every single day and you're working maybe at a job that isn't your purpose, and you are in that journey to find what really means the most to you, and you start to reflect every single day and you get in a negative mindset, then your experiences at work are going to be so much more difficult, because with the law of attraction, you are going to attract more of what you don't want. This is where the mindset shifts can be very helpful to you, is by starting to be grateful. Being grateful that you have a career path. May not line up with exactly what it is that you want, but you have a career path in front of you, and you are able to expand and grow within that career path. And as you do so, as you accept what is currently available to you, and you begin to shift your mind and the way you see your current circumstances, you begin to attract more opportunities for growth and learning. But within those opportunities, you start to see more clearly what is available to you beyond that career path. So that will open up the doors for more education in terms of what you need to do in order to get to your life purpose. Or maybe you don't know what it is that you want to do, but you know that there is a higher sense of purpose for you. Then yes, this will also open up those doors for you to spend more time in reflection. And in gratitude, you will begin to shift your vibration. And your vibration is how you feel. And we will get into another video regarding vibration, but how you feel generally is going to be what energy you are putting out there. And in law of attraction, what you are at energetically is usually that magnetic attraction to who you are. Well, thank you very much for sitting with me through this video. I hope it has helped. And just to retrace what I mentioned regarding the steps of finding your purpose, taking a look at themes and situations that have played out in your life, feeling and thinking about things that maybe you used to enjoy or you still enjoy doing and how that makes you feel, and using a map in order to kind of find exactly where you are intending to go. So using these themes, circumstances, traumas, things like that that have awakened you, that have brought you to a place of deeper understanding within yourself, is really going to show you the tools that you need in order to decide which direction that you may choose to go. But again, experience your life, be grateful for your journey, and continue being you. Thank you so much again for watching this video, and I hope you have a beautiful day today.